So Fran, 25 years ago, you rode a Cheltenham winner. What do you remember about that day?
Oh, Bernard, I remember everything about today, really. It's kind of ingrained in my psyche, if you like. Khayrawani was the horse. I was second on the year before, got beaten by a horse called Top Seas, and I just remember being so gutted. I got well beat at the line, a couple of lengths, and I went on to win at the Cheltenham Festival on the horse afterwards. But he was a horse that really came to himself in the spring. He was come back the next year, probably not in as good a form as he had been going to the previous year, 1998, but 1999, the ground dried out on the day, and we were quite hopeful of a good run, but he looked up against it at his weight in comparison to the previous year. And
your father had won here 8 or 9 times, and obviously to follow in his footsteps for JP McManus on his second string, was it?
Yeah, there was a red and white cap which hasn't been brought out since for JP. He might have 3 or 4 runners in the race. The Gatherer was in the mix as well, and just kind of, if anyone asks you what you thought, each way chance. You just think you had a chance of being involved in the finish, and that's what all you're hoping for, really, at best.
Okay, and who trained us?
Christy Roach. He was one of our leading flat jockeys for numerous champion jockey, Epsom winning jockey, Irish Derby winning jockey, but he switched at that time to training jumps horses, being very successful. But he had a couple of runners early in the week that were beaten at short odds, so a bit of pressure was on here.
So Christy trained the Cheltenham winner, his son Porrick trained the Cheltenham winner, you're friends with Porrick. Your father's a champion jockey, Cheltenham jockey winner, or race winner, and you're the same. I mean, it's an incredible dynasty, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's amazing. And my brother Alan, who was an amateur rider, went on to ride 2 winners here at the festival as well. So of the 3 of us in the family that held licenses, Dad, myself, and Alan are all winners here at Cheltenham, so it's quite an achievement. And we all had our careers ended by back injuries as well, which is another quirk of the game. But
I'll just unlock the clip here. Password lock dummy. We'll have a little look at it. Do you remember the instructions you got from Christy?
Yeah, Christy said just jump him out wherever he's happy to travel and take from there. Got away well from the start there. You can see towards the outside. The Curl Cup, it's an unusual start. It's right in the middle of the track, but it's a lovely run over the first 2 hurdles. You run straight down for a couple of furlongs, jump 2 hurdles. But when that second hurdle is jumped, there's a sharp left-hand turn to bring it back down to the track proper. At this stage, I was very happy. I wanted to keep wide just to get him into rhythm and get him travelling, but once we start to turn down into the home straight for the first time, for a horse who usually travels very well, he didn't really travel like he normally can, and for the time he went by the winning line with a circuit to go, at this point he's only going as quickly as he could. I didn't think I had much chance.
And this is the area that Ruby said yesterday, a lot of jockeys can win or lose a race farther out the far side. You said you weren't going well, you weren't happy.
No, I wasn't actually. They probably went a good enough gallop, highly competitive handicap, and they got it on stretch, and you can see I'm under quite a bit of pressure in the red cap here at this point in time. But once it switched to the inside and got running between a couple of horses, Barry Gertie's there in the blue colours beside of me, I went by him and he goes, "Go on, Fran," so I did.
Really?
So, yes,
wow.
yeah.
But you need a gap here, do you?
Needed a gap, and it just fanned out at the right time, but unfortunately, he's a horse, once he gets to the front, he can be quite idle, quite lazy, so momentum took me to the front, but a good jump at last was key. Long way home from here now.
So you're in front now, you've been second last year. Did you think you'd get home?
The last 100 yards went on forever. I was home until here the last few strides. He just began to idle, prick his ears, and it was really head bob finish.
And could you see those horses coming at you?
Yeah, right. I could feel them coming, and I'm like, I'm not going to beat here again. This can't happen. And thankfully we got the verdict. Conor Dwyer rode the second home, Milton Field, and Generosa was back in third. 3 Irish trained horses, and took a long time for the result to be called. I was nearly back into the winner's enclosure just about here before I got word that we got the win, so it was some relief.
Were you even shaving there?
No.
Are you even shaving now? You're still baby faced. I can hear the memories of that, like walking up the chute, coming into the winner's enclosure. Looks, and Paddy Roach led you in, did he?
He did, yeah. There he is in his red shirt, his lovely red shirt with glass on him, and Christy, his father, Eddie, the groom there, looked after him, Christy's head man. You know what? At the time, it didn't mean a lot. As you're on to the next race. Suddenly, when you look back now, 15, 20, 25 years later, you go, that was a good day. Yeah,
I spent a few minutes earlier on looking at the Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame over there, and just looking at some of the names, some of the achievements, and they can never take it away from you. You've ridden all over the world, incredible flat racing, but to be a Cheltenham Festival winner, I mean, it must be special. Do you get people talking to you about it?
Yeah, it still comes up, and it's quite remarkable that a lot of flat jockeys, jump jockeys went to be flat jockeys later on. I kind of was one of the first to do that, and to get a festival win, especially when it was 3 days as well, it was pretty special.
Well, look, as a front row player, I was always allowed to eat cake, but the team at HRI just want to recognise it with a little cake for you. So, well done, Fran. Congratulations.
All for me.
I only eat bigger cakes than that, so congratulations, Fran.